all of us certainly have different methods of finding it's almost like a Zen moment, if you will. It's very meditative, and you can just kind of think and let your mind wander. And oftentimes you wander up onto a solution that perhaps would have eluded you if you didn't have that free time.
Yeah, for sure. It's those. I think about it as putting something else in the foreground so that my mind can do what it's good at, and when I'm not getting in its way. Right. If I've got some problem or whatever, I just want to let it kind of percolate, and then answers will start to pop up. Right. The whole idea of renaming this show, I think, came from one of those percolation moments. Like, this show's not named what it should be. I didn't come up with the name in one of those percolation moments, mind you. I think you came up with this name.
Yeah,
but
sure.
It was like, wait, we got to change this. And I knew it was a problem. That was the thing, is I'd had conversations. I think you and I had even had conversations, but I certainly had conversations not only with friends, but with people that I tried to point to the show, and the name, The Small Business Show, was frustrating. And I would say, oh, you even taught me. You're like, oh, just tell people to search for your name in the iTunes store. I'm like, or the Apple store. I'm like, oh, right. That's smart. Okay. And then one day, literally walking out of the shower, which is one of those great sort of things where I sort of call it meditative. I want to talk about meditation a little bit because I think of that differently. It is a tool here, but the shower is that, let's call it a Zen moment, although that's probably also the wrong term, where you're not intentionally thinking about anything. It's like when you're driving, that shower, the same thing. You're just letting your mind, you're focused enough on the activity you're doing, but it's generally a simple activity. Driving becomes a simple activity once we learn how to do it. Showering, I assume, was the same way. The first time we had to shower ourselves was probably a super stressful thing, trying to remember all the stuff to do. But now it's a ritual, right? And we just do our ritual, and we're focused on the ritual, and then our minds can do their work in the background, and so many good things come out of that. So maybe that's the right word is instead of a Zen. For me, I'll use the ritualistic moment, not a Zen moment. Although that probably makes me sound like some cult leader or something. Maybe I am. I don't know. Are you guys are cult followers? I don't know. Could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you mentioned your duck hunting. The drives to and from certainly provide you with that, ritualistic moment we talked about, where you're focused on something relatively simple, so your brain is sort of free to move. But I would argue that your duck hunting, like, even while you're out there doing it, you're taking an action. It's not like you're just sitting there driving yourself or being driven, but you're doing a thing that you've learned how to do, that you love to do, that you're focused on doing, and that does free up your mind from thinking about the other problems in your life, right? And I've always said, like, vacations are the same way. They're not necessarily downtime, folks. I don't know what kind of vacations you take, but the kind of vacations I take, rarely, like every now and then, I'm on a vacation where I'm like sitting on the beach. But that's far and few between for me. I'm usually doing something, and I often come back from vacation eager to get to my desk for a sense of calm and peace.
That's true.
And that's okay. Like, I don't say that to imply that I hate my vacations. I love traveling. I love my vacations because it's different. It's a change of pace. But I'm often exhausted when I come back from them. But it frees me from being focused on this daily grind by doing a different daily grind. And I think that's okay.